Hi everyone! So today's look is just this really fun, intense sugar pill look. This is the look that you see on the packaging. I had done this exact tutorial back when I started my YouTube. But I feel like since the definition isn't great, the lighting's not great, I filmed it at night, and I feel like I could do this a little bit better now than when I had originally done it. I'm just going to go ahead and do that for you guys today. So it's basically just her blue, her yellow, her white, some pink blush, and some purple lips, lip tar from OCC. I really think that Sugarpill and OCC should do a collection together. I think that would be amazing, or at least have their booths together at IMAT, since they're both super intense and incredible. So I hope that you enjoy my tutorial, and thanks for watching. I also just drew it on under the eye like an eyeliner, and then I'm just going to pat that down under the eye as well. And then for the arch of the brow bone, it's going to go very carefully so I don't touch the eyebrow hairs, and then I'm just going to pat that on. Just kind of blend that out. If you need precision, you could just take a little synthetic brush. Now I'm going to be taking a little bit of Sugarpill's Buttercupcake, and that is just that really, really pretty, bright, creamy matte yellow that you see. And I'm going to be using my Sonia Kashuk Bamboo Chic handle brush, and we're just going to pat that on top of yellow. Which in my opinion is definitely one of the colors to get from Sugarpill, the Buttercupcake color. It's because it's really hard to find an intense matte yellow. I looked everywhere. I looked for years actually. I looked into MAC, I looked everywhere, and I couldn't find a pretty bright yellow that I loved. I used yellows from Bare Essentials, Not Thrilled, any yellow from any mineral company that looked intense and was not, so this is the one I recommend. And I'm just taking that and sort of buffing it around like so. Now I'm going to be taking a little bit of Afterparty, which is just this really pretty bright blue. And we're going to take that same paddle brush again and just pat that color on, so we can definitely see the blue. Pack it on so it's apparent. We don't want it to look too green. Reason being is because the look of the girl on the packaging is wearing blue, and that's also one of Shrinkle's favorite eyeshadow colors, so I'm pretty sure that's why she has a blue look on the package. So we're just going to take that like so. Now for the crease, we're going to go back in with Afterparty, but I'm just going to switch up the brush, and we're just going to dab into that, and we're going to sweep it into the crease. Just taking the tips of the brush. I want to take the belly because then I'll get way too much product. And I'll just pick up a little bit more product, pounce it in there a couple times for the outer corner to sort of re-blue it up. You can always skip doing the yellow as a base for the blue if you really want to make sure that it stays very, very blue, but then I feel like it doesn't blend as nice, and it ends up looking too dark, and this whole look is supposed to be very bright and cheerful. I might be taking a little bit of Tako, which is just that matte white. And we're just going to blend the brow bone down. I might be taking a little bit of NYX Feline Kohl Power just because I have plenty of this left. Actually, I'm going to sharpen it real quick. And then we're just going to apply this to the waterline. And then if you'd like, you can also tightline. I'm going to take a little bit of NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in yellow. And a little bit of Sugarpill's Buttercupcake. Now you may not want to do this step if you feel like your under eye area seems to be discolored, or it's up to you. This is just such a bright, intense like yellow. It's really not going to contribute to under eye discoloration in my opinion. But if you feel it does, I'd go with either just black or blue. Now I'm going to be taking a little bit of Inglot's gel liner in number 77. This is just a matte, waterproof black liner. You can take any black liner though, it does not have to be this one. For the intensity, I would recommend a gel or a liquid. Pencil is really not going to take you to an intense level of liner color. They're not really made to be very intense. So I'm just going to go ahead and flick that out like I do quite often, but I'm gonna make sure it's pretty thick. And then sort of taper it in as I get closer to the inner area. Now if you'd like, you can take Sugarpill's Bulletproof. I actually don't own it, so I'm just going to be taking this Wet n Wild from the Blue Had Me at Hello palette, and it's this matte black. You can get any matte black, doesn't have to be this or Bulletproof. Just take whatever you have, whatever you want to use. So I'm just going to set all that gel liner. This also helps secure like any gaps, or if the gel liner from Inglot didn't blend out as smooth as you would want it to. Now there are no real extremely noticeable or heavy eyelashes in the depiction, so I'm just going to go ahead with number 7s from Kiss. I know that the Sugarpill website does sell very extreme, beautiful eyelashes, and one day I'll definitely get a pair of those. But for the actual image, I'm just going to go ahead and pop on number 7s since this look is more about color. I just put on some tinted moisturizer. I just want to keep it very youthful, pretty glowy. Now I'm going to be taking the Collection 2000 Illuminating Touch Light Diffusing Concealer. It's kind of a UK's version of the Touche Éclat, but drugstore style. And then I'm just going to take my foundation brush. You can take just an eye brush for this, but I'm just going to take the tips and just pat that down. It'll do a similar job, and that will just brighten up the eye, under eye area. So you can see my placement sort of mapped out underneath the eye. It's not really an under eye concealer so much as it is a brightener. It's concentrated sort of like an under eye concealer, but they're not really meant to be concealers. They're really supposed to just be kind of like a highlighter. So it's kind of why I place it far down. But they're nice though. They keep the under eye area from like not looking cakey. So I kind of almost think it's a better product than wearing tons of under eye concealer, because that can be, we all know that can be unattractive. I'm going to be taking a little bit of Sugarpill's Dollipop, which is that bright pink. And I'm just going to tap my blush brush in it. As you can see, it's super intense, pigmented. Let's see if I can get any off of the brush before tapping it on. Just gonna very, very delicately place that on. That is uber intense. I'm going to take MAC's Pro Highlighter. This is very similar to Silver Dusk, but it is Silver Aura, and it more or less has the exact same consistency as Prep and Prime powder. So it's not going to be as sparkly as Silver Iridescent Loose powder, which is what I want since this look is so colorful. I might be taking a little bit of Urban Decay's 24/7 lip liner in Envious. I'm just going to keep on reblending. And I'm going to be taking a little bit of OCC Lip Tar in Catricia, which is just this classic, smooth, clean, bright purple. And we are going to take that shade on an angled brush, just a cheapy crown angled brush. Any brush will do though. And then a little bit of Funtabulous by MAC. She does have some gloss on. Alright, so that completes the look. If you want to tone it down, I would suggest some lavender lips instead. And I hope you enjoyed the tutorial.